Hi, I'm Michelle and I wanted to share with you how I worked on my postpartum core. During the first 4 weeks, I rested and did slow-paced walks and pelvic floor exercises. And then between the weeks of 4 and 8, I built up my walking pace and distance gradually and started incorporating deep core activation exercises. I did really notice that I felt weak at the start and I was surprised that I wasn't activating the right muscles, which in turn made me feel quite disheartened. But I kept going and things improved. I'm going to be showing you exercises that can be done daily, even in the early weeks after giving birth. They will not only bring your tummy in, it will strengthen your deep abdominal muscles and help with leakage. Firstly, I got a good workout in from just breathing. And then I also incorporated pelvic tilts, bridges, leg slides and hip rotations. There are progressions to all of these exercises which you can follow within the MotherFit postpartum plan. I hope this was helpful to you. Give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Let's do this together. Come onto the floor and sit into a comfortable position. Perhaps pop a pillow or a yoga bolster underneath you in kneeling position, or you can come to cross-legged position. So first of all, we're going to work on the breathing, which is a really good way of working your core. So we've got to connect our pelvic floor and our abdominal muscles with our breath. So there are a few things I'm going to go through first of all. So imagine this ball here as your rib cage. So when you take a nice inhale through the nose, you're going to let that breath come into your rib cage. Imagine that these are the sides, so they're expanding. The back also expanding, the front, and the breath's coming down to meet the pelvic floor. Exhale, everything comes in and that pelvic floor goes up with the breath. Okay, so now let's talk about Kegels, the pelvic floor. You've got 3 levels in a house: a basement, a ground and a first floor. So the basement level is where you want to be in the relaxed position. The ground floor is where you want to squeeze to. And then the first floor is where you lift. So relaxed, squeezed, lifted to the first floor. Now you must come down to the basement, but I don't want you to bear down pushing out, okay, like you're going to go to the toilet. You just take it to that ground floor. Now with the breath, so inhale, your pelvic floor is on the basement level still. It's relaxed, it's not doing much. Then as we exhale, it comes up when we let that breath come out of the body, so it's coming up, okay? So just remember those things when we're doing this. And then also, if you can try and connect your mind to the muscles between the 2 hip bones, we want to feel like they're knitting together. It's only a very slight sensation, but you just really want to actively feel like everything's drawing in as you lift that pelvic floor. So let's do a few breaths. We're going to do 10 in total. So close your eyes if you would like, or place your hand on your chest, on your belly, whatever makes you feel good. So let's inhale. Exhale, knit the muscles together. Lift and squeeze that pelvic floor up. Are you holding it? And then exhale, let that pelvic floor come down again, releasing the muscles here. We're going to go again. Inhale. Exhale, engage, drawing everything in. Are you at the first floor? Good, hold it. And release, inhale. Exhale, engage. All the way to the first. As high as you can take it. Now take it gradually back down to basement again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And finally, one last one. Inhale. And exhale. And then I want you just to take that pelvic floor back to the basement level into a nice relaxed position. So now that we've worked on our breathing, which you can do daily, all the time, nothing's gonna hurt you here, you just need to do it regularly to start engaging those muscles again. But now we're gonna lay on the floor and we're gonna do one of my favourite ones, which is a pelvic tilt. So let me move my little ball out of the way and come down onto one side. Don't just lay backwards, do it gradually so that you are protected. So here we are with our feet on the floor and our knees are bent. You might find that you have a gap here. So a pelvic tilt is about closing this gap and tilting that pelvis towards the ceiling. Okay. If you want a cushion under your head, by all means, please go and get it. So if it helps, put your hands on your hips, thumb at the front, fingers at the back. So inhale through your nose. Remember the breathing pattern we just did. The pelvic floor is not engaged, it's just sitting at the basement level. As you exhale, I want you to tilt that pelvis up, closing the hole in your lumbar spine and the mat, and just hold there. As you do this, you're going to lift that pelvic floor to the first floor. So basement, coming to ground and to first. Just hold it there. We're not moving. It's a super simple exercise that can be done anywhere and as regularly as you feel comfortable. And release. So take it back. You might find that arch come back. That's fine. So inhale, exhale, tilt and hold. Remember, knitting together these muscles here. Try not to let the ribs flare. Try to also draw them slightly down into the body. Still holding that pelvic floor and release. Inhale, exhale, pelvic tilt on and release. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, as far up as you can manage. And we've got one more. Inhale, exhale, now we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to turn it into a bridge. So as you are tilting that pelvis and you're doing everything else with the breath, the Kegels, the tilting, you're going to lift your bum off the floor and drive up. So plant your feet nice and firmly into the mat and drive up on the exhale with that pelvic tilt. So let's do this together. Inhale, releasing everything. Exhale, start tucking the pelvis and then lifting up to bridge. Hold it here. Pelvic floor's gone basement, ground first. It's on, it's switched on. The muscles between the two hip bones knitting together. Glutes firing and hamstrings, and then come down. And then when you're at the base, release it and go again. Inhale, exhale, tilt, lift. Knitting, engaging, ribs down, hold. Come down, and then you release your pelvic floor. Inhale, exhale. Hold it there. Hold that pelvic floor up to the top of the first floor. And come down with control. Once you are completely down, then you can go back to basement. Engage again, ready? Inhale, engage with your exhale. And come down. Now we're going to take this to the next level. We're going to embed our hips into the mat by creating that pelvic tilt. So that you're solid, nice and solid. And we're going to add a leg slide. It's a single leg slide. So when you do it, it might be that you place your hands just sort of where your hip bones meet the mat. You don't want to be rocking off on one side to the other, subject to the leg that you're sliding out. So let me demonstrate before you do it. So inhale, exhale, and then bring it back in, all on the exhale. Place the foot down, and then you can relax the tension. Just make sure that you're not rocking off to the side. If you find that you are, it might be you just take your leg to here and work on that lengthening of the leg over the time, over the weeks after you've had your baby. So let's take an inhale. We're working left leg. Pelvic tilt on. Yes, inhale. Exhale, engage. Push the other hip into the mat. And draw that leg back in. You should feel that in your lower abdominals as you draw that back in. Remember, these are only early stage exercises. They're not too difficult, so they can be progressed in the postpartum program. Inhale, exhale, slide. Again, inhale, exhale, slide. Pelvic floor, muscles down the lower end, knitting together. Last one. Keep that going, keep that tension in the pelvic floor. The tone is on. And relax. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. So inhale, exhale, tilt back into mat, hip into the floor here. So the right leg is moving, and the left and the right hip is embedded into the mat. If you feel like you're coming off of the mat, reduce the range, lengthen, and slide back. Feel that really deep connection with your lower abdominals here. You might want to close your eyes, really focusing. Inhale, exhale. One more. And relax. We're going to carry on, and the final exercise is hip rotation. So exactly the same position. You might once again want to put your hands to make sure that your hip bones are staying into the mat. Your right leg doesn't move. You're not swaying it from left to right, but your left leg is going to come out to the side and come down as low as you can manage. So this is my left leg that's coming out. My right hip, it's coming off the mat. So I need to refocus and strengthen up everything, and also potentially reduce my range. Over time you can progress this. So let's try it together. So left leg working, remember right hip back into the mat. Inhale, tilt the pelvis up, and then lower that leg on the left, drawing the upper ribs down, holding it, drawing back in. And if you like, you can release that pelvic floor. Engage before you go again, lowering. And back in. Again, inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale, lower. Don't rush it, there's no race here. Slow and steady. Last one, inhale, exhale. Now we're going to move to the other side. Reset the body, tilt the pelvis up, close the gap under the small of the back. Inhale, exhale, lower the right leg. The left leg does not move. The hip on the left side is most definitely into the floor. Come on, draw those abdominals together between the two hip bones. Pelvic floor fired up. Inhale, exhale. Always exhaling on the lowering phase and the rising phase here. If you run out of breath, just hold it and then reset at the top. Again, inhale, exhale, lower. Two more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Hold on. Push that left hip into the mat. And there you go. Okay, I'm going to come onto my side and come up. So all of these exercises can be done as regularly as you feel you can do them. You don't want it to be uncomfortable. You don't want to feel there's aches and pains and grumbles afterwards. Just take your time with your recovery. So I just wanted to say that you are doing an amazing job, so please don't feel disheartened. It's very easy for that to happen, but just give it time and you will get there.